Hello guys and welcome to a Ron Gamer stream. This is about 9:45 here in the UK. I just thought I'd get a stream out for this event. I'm not expecting a whole lot of you to be actually watching this live as I do this. I know it's about 4 a.m. or so in the east coast of the US, and I'm not sure what time it is on the other side, but um, I just thought I just do a quick kind of stream slash review of the event and kind of do some bit of grinding as well. I have got 100 portal stones which I thought I'll burn along with you guys being here. So if anyone is watching this, feel free to say hi and engage with along with me along with this. So let me show you what I'm currently at with the event. I am at 3118 as my rank, my total, and my rank is 4000. I am not doing the event, which may not be surprised given my soul count. My primary reasons for not actually wanting to do this event is a couple of reasons. One is my militia are level 19. I'm castle level 23, so I don't think my militia are high level enough for me to be able to make good use of these X skills for health and armor that you see on the militia, and also apart from the fact that I feel that for most part that this new Titan is a bit too late in its release. Now with us seeing Zeus come in with his crazy strong lightning storms and maidens, it's very hard for you to be able to come up with a build for anything really that can be resistance. Now, if someone can take down 100% lightning resist Chronos defense with Zeus, with some strategy, it's not going to be an easy battle, but it is proven to be done. Now, if that is the case, then what hopes does this Titan have? Also remember that this Titan is not a summoning Titan. So it's not going to bring any surprise. It's in essence, it is very similar to your Volorn that's already out there. Now, it must be said that Volorn is probably one of the best defenders in the game, in my opinion. In fact, I would even go on to say that it's probably in some ways even better than Kronos, because now more and more, as people more and more get used to using Zeus, and also begin to understand how they can beat the defenses with enough practice. It's no longer a big surprise for them to beat this. So, being that being that the fact, there is really a question that you got to ask yourself is that, hey, do we need really need another cheaper Valorant on castle defense? So that's a question that you probably got to ask yourself, and before you kind of proceed with this event. Uh, Not sure. It looks like I'm getting some errors. So if anyone's out there, can just simply say that if my stream is visible, let me know, because it seems like it's all kind of stuck out there. Or it looks to be better now. But if it does go off again, do let me know so that I'm kind of on top of this, because I don't want me just blabbing around and no one's actually there to listen. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some grind. Let me show you what I've been using for this event. I am only kind of aiming to do whatever I can with the stones I have, nothing really special. I do have a Corthan. Got my Corthan, the new one from the end of year free Titan that was given off. So here's my Corthan. Well, most of the Corthans are good. You're not going to find a bad Corthan out there. The great thing about having Corthan is the fact the first skill boosts Titan and troop damage. Earlier, this was a human troop damage and health. So with the fact that now you get it to be a troop damage, it makes him quite good if you're trying to use a maiden sort of build. So what I've done is I've gone with a flame rune. I do really love this relic. I actually saw this relic being used on DNTG's live stream couple of weeks back, and the fact that this relic can give you 3 free fireballs makes PP very effective. It's obviously not the relic that I would actually use on the actual build when I actually build my Goten up, which is a question again if I will, given the current meta. And then we also have the whetstone. This is a fantastic relic, of course, if you don't have that for maidens. And another troop damage buffing relic, the banner of iron. The third skill slot in this is also something which is something which I really like, which is Titan and troop armor piercing. So the 18% also benefits the maidens in this case that I use. So I do like that a lot, and this is why I'm using. I mean, frankly, I could probably do this grind along with using grenadiers, but it'd probably be slower, and there's chances of my grenadiers being spooked by enemy panthers and theirs, and so on and so forth. So I kind of keep away or stay away from doing that. So you know, let's go ahead and get my grind through. And also make sure that my timer isn't expiring because that's what I don't want. I'm gonna make sure I keep an eye on that. 48 minutes. Okay, so let's do a few battles in. Let's keep the timer running, and I'll show you how I'm running with this. It's essentially all maidens, really, nothing special. And once the battle loads up, all I do is simply drop my fireball spells onto the enemy grenadiers while my maidens clear up all the other melee and yeah, melee units on the field. Makes for a quick grind. So anyone who's watching this probably on the replay because I've had no one really come in and say hi so far. But if yeah, if you're doing the event, let me know what are you using on this coin. I know some of you probably are uh, in possession of the old Volstan, and now the only ways to be able to get the old Volstan was from the Volstan boot camps. I think we have seen about three of them or two of them so far, and of course, if you actually got one from end of season rewards. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but also from some event which was released way back. So if that's what you have been rolling with, that's great because you get a 1.5 boost, which is absolutely fantastic. You get to do a lot. The battles are way quicker. I believe with a 1.5 boost, you should be able to actually get this grind done in about I think it's under 1,000 battles for getting the new wall stand. So you can use your old wall stand to get the new wall stand for much cheaper and quicker. So also, and if you did take the advantage of that starter pack that was out, which is actually not bad. But the only thing is, it seems a little pricey. Yes, it was 13. It was well in the UK, which is where I'm streaming from. It was 13.99 for you to get 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, and a 4 star relic booster relic, which is good because that adds to about I was told 4,000 souls if you used a Volstan, or a little less than 4,000 if you use a 1.4 boost. So you would need around 5 of those booster packages. That is $100. To actually get this event done if you were not interested in grinding it through. But of course, if you kind of go half and half, you probably could get this event done for, let's say, about 40 to 50 dollars if you really wanted to spend. But again, remember, and this is kind of bringing me back to kind of the video that Godan put up. You do, the amount you spend. Was it Godan or was it Zaid Gamer? I'm sorry, it probably was Zaid Gamer. Regarding, how you perceive the spending on this game. So you gotta be wise where you put your money in. If you really think that no one's forcing you to do that. So if you really feel that, hey, this is the Titan that I could really roll with, it's gonna add a lot more strength and value to your current build, then absolutely go for it. But otherwise, kind of hold off and choose the events that you do quite wisely so that you're not spending overly on the game, and at the same time you are remaining competitive as well. Now, this is interesting enough, and this is almost kind of becoming a podcast now because I've got no one in there, but I understand it's also quite early in the UK, about 10 a.m. It's if you think of it this way, I have, all the Titans that I have. I should, okay. Amongst all the Titans that I actually do have, the Titans that I actually use, that sometimes tend to become my go-to Titans, the Titans that I would use to, attack very high defenses. Even today, I use some of my old ones like Ledega. The one I have is with 100% fire and poison resist. Of course, that's with relics. But Titans like that, and maybe let's also take in some other ones. Uh, Interesting enough, I sometimes still use my Goldan, which is an Earth champion, and he is very fun to use. So, again, it's not all about the new Titans, uh, but it must be said, and which is the truth, that in today's meta, that was not bad execution. In today's meta, you do need summoning titans along with you on your side, because if you do not have summoning titans, it's going to be incredibly tough to match or play, at least in high level gameplay, because most of the high level players will be bringing in some sort of attack that uses summoning titans, be it Artemis, be it the Dionysus, any of these Greek and god sort of titans, really. So having one in itself is really, really helpful. Now let me talk about at this stage, since again there's no one here to ask me anything, but I think one thing which I want to talk about is the kind of leaks and information that's been going around as to the things that we're going to be seeing coming in this month, to be precise. So you might have seen the leak that's, or well, not the leak, the kind of post put up by Dawn of Titans themselves regarding what's coming on in April, and there's something about there being some fixes to the game, improvements in gameplay, and I'm hoping that this will include fixes to the Storm Maiden suicide abilities, where they go and kill themselves onto Imperials when they are, for example, trying to attack an auto attack something at the back, which normally tends to be the Titan or some other units that they have more preference to. So hopefully that is something that will happen. It's probably, in my opinion, probably something what they should be focusing more on than what they do currently. Now, the other thing we are seeing is a new Titan that's going to be coming in. I believe it's called Birdwalk or something like that. I can't remember the name of the Titan really, but this Titan is rumored to be. Now, I was initially thinking it's going to be a 4-star um, Ragnar Berserker, but from what I've been hearing, it seems to be a 4-star Ranger, but an Earth Ranger with skills similar to Calvarax, which, to be honest, to me is kind of a bummer, because the strength of, well, Calvarax is great, right? What makes him great are his relics. He himself, he's no one uses Calvarax, or probably won't, but it's a majority of us wouldn't use Calvarax only with, um, you know, just with Imperials. No one's using Calvarax Imperials. You always use him with skeletons, and your skeletons probably will be the best meat shield and probably the attack unit as well. I mean, personally, what I do is I tend to take in some Storm Maidens, and which makes for me the grinds very well, not grind, the attacks helpful with him. But with the new Earth Ranger, now the problem with having an Earth element is that your attack is gonna be a Ranger. Hey, Ollie, Ollie, yeah, man, welcome to the stream. So it's not it's not just gonna be about bringing. You're gonna bring in 3 elements. You're gonna be bringing Earth, which is a Titan. You're gonna be bringing in, you have an option to bring in Imperials, which will add that ice element to it, and you have your physical damage that's brought up by the skeletons. So my question is, well, okay, well, even if you do have an earth attack, I mean, are you really really going to be boosting up your ranger to provide earth damage? Probably not. So you know, in all essence, to me, this new Titan, if the leaks are to be trusted, is basically the same as the old Calvarax. There's nothing new. So why bother going for it? I mean, I'm gonna be making a prediction that when they do release it, and if this is the Titan they're going with, an Earth 4-star Berserker, a 4-star Earth Ranger with Calvarax skills, they would probably have to come up with some really dank relics for, for us to be like, hey, I really need this Titan because I'm getting these relics after him. Because otherwise, it's kind of a waste. I don't see the value in that. Now the other, now, so moving on, really, what else we're gonna see this week? Well, this coming month, we do have, I think, um, more closer to the calendar. Is upcoming week we're gonna see a Theaters of War return back again, and this was confirmed in the devs live stream. We are gonna be seeing an ice version of it. That was what we are being told. So now, off late, Theaters of War, after ever since Conquest really became a thing, it's not going to be super fun. At least for me, but it's more of a luck really. If you pick up if you pick up some good event booster relics, well, that's your biggest draw from that event. In terms of Titan drops, well, you're not getting Titan drops because we have stopped seeing any Force Titans drop from the Theaters of War for a very long time. You're going to be seeing some relics here. You might get some very nice ice relics if you're new to the game. Fantastic, you get these relics, and if you are missing some from your collection, a great time to be able to get them. But it will be dependent on your luck and what you're able to pull in. Now, personally, for me, because of the time I've been with the game, uh, probably I'm closing into now 2.5 to 3 years with this game now. So I would say all of the ice relics, to be honest, except the ones from the Pantheon. And I not going to be super mad for that event. It's going to be more of, hey, can I get some 2-star and 3-star soul booster relics so that I can make my subsequent event cheaper? Now, interesting enough, because it's an ice event, although this doesn't have to be true, because it's an ice event, maybe we're going to see an ice event on Thursday as well. Maybe it's the case, but it'll be interesting to see. Anyway, that's kind of what I see for the week to come, and of course there's going to be a conquest event, which is going to be coming in this month as well. Now, given that the conquest happened just a while back, my prediction is the conquest will be at the end of the month, and this conquest will, as you have been told, is going to be Odin. And Odin's going to be probably the top prize for completing plinth level 10. And now the question is, hey, so if that's what's going to happen, what are they going to change his skills? Now, I do hope that they do change his skills, because Odin in the current meta is not moving a stone. Uh, you do need X skills on his maidens, which is what I'm hoping they will do with him. And if that did happen, that would be quite nice. So you will have X skilled uh, Star Maidens as well as X skilled archers. I don't know how good that is. It's kind of bringing in an all range attack, but it might be interesting. So I'd be very curious to see if that occurred. Apart from that, what else we're going to be seeing as well? Now, other question is regarding Conquest. Well, not all of us are going to be able to complete Conquest. So, what other rewards there might be? My prediction is that we will see the comeback of other Lightning Titans, and I'm particularly expecting Thor to be in there at, let's say, plinth level 8, because we always see a Titan on the plinth level 8. Last time it was Vixia, so this time it will be, and it probably be a Lightning Titan. Now, the reason I say this is, if you look at all the, we've not had many conquests, but all the events that we've had, the elements remain the same. So if it's Poseidon on level 10, an Ice Titan, you will also see an Ice Titan in the lower plinths. I mean, kind of level 8, because Vixia was on level 8. So I am expecting another Lightning Titan, and I'm hoping, I'm really hoping that it turns out to be Thor personally, because I do not have Thor, and I think if I have Thor, I would complete that collection that's associated with him. And that's a be very nice because I'll be able to pick up that swollen relic, which is actually pretty nice. One of the few relics in the Pantheon that I really want to get. That one, and there is the other one, which, what is it called? Let me kind of recollect that. I think it's called the Pandora's Box, I believe. Pandora's Box is a very good relic because you get, I think it's 27% damage when you, for your troops and Titan, when you boost it up, which I think is fantastic. Yeah, and so that's a good relic, and you can pick that up in three rarities, um, 2 star, 3 star, and 4 star. I'm currently actually working on that, trying to get my subpar Athena to level 40, which is what I need to be able to unlock that final 4 star relic. Um, so that should be fun. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so looking at the grind, I really wonder how far I'll probably get. My kind of goal really is, if at all I have a goal. I mean, to be honest, I don't have a goal. I'm just kind of finishing up all the portal stones I have. I predict, let's have a look at where I am before I make that prediction. So currently, where am I? 3286, right? Okay, so what am I going to be getting next? So 3,500, I pick up some Titan Fusion food, a Wolfric, and then I pick up some food again at 4,000. If I can get, I probably get to 4,000, given that it's Saturday morning here and the event only ends on Monday morning. So definitely, I think I probably hit 4K easily. I should be able to get to, if I get to 4.5K, I think that's a good stopping point. So I'll pick up all these. So I haven't, now all the souls that you see here, I haven't really spent anything. It's just been grinding with the portal stones that I have. I think I did a few refreshes because I was bored, uh, you know, or I did some extra battles here and there. But it's the souls that you see here are pretty much straight grinding, no token pulls so whatsoever, which isn't a big feat really. I mean, most of us kind of grind this way. Uh, so yeah, I mean, the great things of this event, one reward that I wish I could get was Freya. Only for collection's sake. She's not going to be moving any pebbles as well. So not something which I really wanted for. One thing which I really did like was actually this. Although it's a battle drop, I don't have a Earth variant of the Militia Resist on a Holy Guard. This would have been pretty sweet to have. And personally, in my opinion, the best thing in this event is this relic, which is the Boots of Deceit, 4 star version, which was initially available. And if I might, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the relic that was only available once ever. So this relic was available when Loki came out for the first time, and this relic is great because of the first relic slot, which goes up to 50% Titan damage. Now, Titan damage is a base multiplier, so this relic is very useful, especially if you're going to try and stack it up with the 3 star version. Now, I would have loved to get this, but the fact that it's at 17,000, man, no way. I'm not going to be doing that for this time. I might as well just build another Titan and wait for this relic to come around at a more favorable time and in a more favorable event. So that's how things are, guys. And I think a couple of other things I probably want to mention as well. I think regarding channel news, I mean, I'm not sure how far people will actually get to this stage in watching this video on replay, but coming week onwards, I will be going away on a kind of a holiday, slash traveling, slash business, whatever. I won't be around for close to a month. Not month really, I think I would say 3 weeks. So I won't be not that I've been streaming a lot, but my kind of contribution would go down a little bit. And yeah, we'll see how far it goes. Of course, I would be trying to follow on all the other brilliant YouTubers. I'm not counting myself as a brilliant one. Don't worry. I mean, Zalon, Azade Gamer, Godan, Soldier, Jason Jerome, so on and so forth. So all you guys, Gaming Jaeger, there's got one more I want to mention. So yeah, I'll be checking those streamers out. I'm very curious to see how things pan out. My kind of concerns, growing concerns, as I'm sure all of you have with this current meta, is that hey, we are in a point where it seems like we are chasing our own tails. A new Titan comes out, give it 2 or 3 weeks, and hey, it's obsolete now. And then they have another Titan. And also that from the dev's perspective, they are just constantly trying to balance the game by making ever and ever stronger Titans. You have you have a level, what is it? You got a level you got a level X on the skills that you have at the moment. Now, what else you're gonna do? You're gonna make it level 11. How far are you gonna go? I think there was a good video from Game Rescue. Oh, I should have mentioned him when I mentioned good channels. So Game Rescue put out this video about his concerns regarding how the meta is now becoming. When after I mean, this is the fact that after Zeus has been released, there is really nothing else that they could probably do to make it better. Now, what are they going to do? They're going to release some crazy, crazy strong, um, strong buff units. I mean, what else could you do? I'm beginning to feel that they have two ways to go with this. They could either say, hey, Storm Maidens are way too strong, right? They are way too strong. They are wrecking the game because of how well it's working. So they cut down the damage of Storm Maidens by a certain percentage. Or what they could do is make every other unit stronger. So it's another way they could do this. Or they could simply, right? They could just, for a simple fact, decrease. I was showing quick on my launch. They can simply make Zeus's stats worse than they are currently. Maybe I mean, I don't know how well that will sit with the people who have gotten him, including myself, but that's another option they have. I mean, that all this in hopes of balancing the game. But currently you can take Zeus, and you can take Zeus with some strategy, with some practice. You can beat any defense, including Valorant. Valorants with 100% lightning resist at level 25 spearmen, they are a challenge even for Zeus, but you will be able to beat the clock. It requires more time, probably more annoying to do, but it's definitely doable. So there is definitely a need to have a fix, to fix this up, and to see things improve as the time goes on. Because if things remain the way they are, I just feel that, hey, what's the point of really getting the next Titan when I know that he's gonna be crap at defense? You know, if you can just take your Storm Maidens with your Zeus Storm Maidens and the Omega ones and completely wreck the, uh, you know, completely devastate any defense you see out there in the garrisons, the competitiveness really goes away. It becomes less of a strategy game, more of, hey, do this, this, and that all the time, and it's going to always work, and you're going to win. So the strategy goes down the drain, and which is what we don't want, because Dawn of Titans is a strategy game. After all, in its core roots, that's what it's supposed to be. That's why we play it. The challenge of being able to beat someone's defense. In fact, sometimes it depends how you look at it. Now, if you beat a defense in the first go, you're like, hey, okay, you won. You feel, you tap yourself at the back. Now, but if you lose on a defense, you're like, right, okay, so this is not as easy as I thought. What can I do to to win? So you try a couple of things out. That, in my opinion, that is where the fun is, to figure out how a defense can be beat. But if there is no challenge, if you can just go in and spam yourself with lightning storms and drop your omegas and all of that, there is no fun, and the challenge goes away, and then it just becomes, hey, there are two people in the game, there are two types of players in the game, ones that have Zeus and ones that don't. So, yep, I really wish they do something. But anyway, all enough of doom and gloom. For those of you who are watching this video on replay, I do appreciate you checking this out. It'll be interesting that if anyone's actually gotten this far with my video or stream, I would say now, because you know a stream becomes a stream when you have a participation. But since there is probably no one here, I'm just considering this as a podcast and going on and on. But I still believe I'm touching on important topics, which hopefully will, are of importance to you as well. Now, one other thing that probably is worth talking about is the upcoming. There's going to be a community event as well where we will help probably over the Easter period where we should see the release of the community design relic, which is called the elemental grasp, or some people call it the chicken leg. Uh, well, I personally would have thought they would have gone with a better name. I don't mind the name elemental grasp, but I just feel it's just not unique enough, and there were better options out there. I did a bit of thinking to see, hey, why would they choose this name when there are all the other interesting names out there? Now, I think it was probably just the fact that when they were choosing names, they wanted a name that would require or that would not be infringing on any other copyright stuff like that. So, with the name Elemental Grass, probably they found, hey, no one's actually named this. It's a generic word, two generic words. Let's just go in and just let's go in and put it in. Whereas the other names, like for example, the name that I suggested uh, was called, I think it was what was it? Well, I think it was what is it? I think it was something like Valerian, something with Game of Thrones reference in there. That probably didn't sit too well because if they had to get that in, they probably need to license that maybe with the with Game of Thrones and Warner Brothers. So they said, hey, why let's not bother with that? And yeah, which kind of then makes sense. But there were many other names out there. I don't have any on top of my head, but which in my opinion were vastly more fun. But anyway, we'll see. Well, we are. I think the devs have given us a hint that we are probably going to be seeing more of these kind of community designed things happening. I mean, I do give kudos to the person who actually designed this, and obviously it's a great effort to be able to take the time to design all of that artwork. And another thing I guess I'm probably going to rant about is the fact that, hey, if the community can design something which essentially can just be directly integrated into the game, why can't the why can't the devs take more effort in giving us better avatars? Current avatars, we got Urkon and Aurea, right? I mean, what are they? They're just the same pictures as a Titan. I mean, what is unique about them? I mean, I know that they mentioned they had some problems in providing us the avatars, but I struggle to understand what the problem is. I mean, is it the problem that they are having memory problems in terms of the space and on the device or server, etc. Hey, well, why don't you just get rid of some old avatars and put new avatars in? So space problem solved. I mean, also you can't be telling us that, hey, it's actually very hard for us to put the new um, to design new pictures, but because come on, if you can just put Urkon and Aureus pictures in there, how hard is it going to be to put in another picture? So that doesn't sit well as well. So I have no idea why that's so challenging. Again, I'm no computer expert, but it's just the way, and I'm sure this is how it's things are being perceived as well, you know, by a lot of players. So yeah, but one thing which was kind of reassuring was the fact that, hey, this game is going to be is in fact going to be with us for a while, because there were thoughts that this game was kind of dying off because there was no contact from the developers for a while, but and but they assured us that there seems to be plans for um, Fairmont in the future, which is reassuring. All right, guys, I think pretty much I'm out of topics that I want to talk about in the stream. What I'll simply do is let me just quickly kind of say where I am. I'm going to go with the event. So I'm just going to be going up to 4,500 souls to get myself my token. I guess it's my third or fourth token for this event. I'm going to save it and I'm just going to go and look for better events to come in the future. Anyway, appreciate you joining in. If you're watching this on replay, please do consider dropping a like and subscribe if you're new. I do really appreciate it. It helps the channel a buttload. Alright guys, thank you for watching and I'll catch you all in another Wrong Gamer video.